Hola from
Hola.
Mallorca. The theme today is flow. And her tears were already flowing. Mine were before, but now I'm in the shade
From the sun. Yeah.
So it's nothing to be.
I'm not crying.
Everything is okay.
I don't have pain. I'm not sad. No, it's just from the sun.
An overflow of sun.
An overflow of sun.
Today the theme is flow.
Yeah, flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, when everything flows in your life, or there is flow in your life, it's all easy.
Mm-hmm.
And effortless. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the word, effortless.
Yeah. And that's also the sign that that you're doing the right thing, that you're following your mission, that you're living your life as it should, and it's your indicator. If it's, with struggle, resistance, it's not the way you should live. So change your life. That's how easy it is. But maybe it's best if we try to show our views on how we see flow.
Yeah.
Huh? Is that a good idea?
Yeah. For me, when I'm living in flow, I think that's the word, the best way to express it, is when everything is right. And for me, I always listen to the signs that are coming in my life, and I let life guide me. I let life guide me. So everything somebody says or something appears on the internet or so, and I feel it, and I think, oh, apparently I have to go that way, and I flow with it. Yeah, and then everything is just right. Yeah.
So like the surfing on the waves.
Yeah, like surfing on the waves. Yeah.
I'm
a good one.
I'm the ambassador of the water, so I try to do everything with water.
With water. And water flows.
Water flows. So it was actually my biggest teacher.
Yeah.
It showed me how to flow, and the last example. My biggest learning possibility there was when I drove from the source of the Rhine, where I live in Switzerland, to the mouth of the Rhine in Rotterdam, where I've been born. And that was very interesting to see the whole process, because I was working for years to prepare that tour. It was a PR tour for the Water Castle and the Gotthard area, and 1 week before, because I arranged how do you say that, a car which followed me with my material, and and the driver called me up one week before and he said, ooh, they took my driver's license, so I can't drive. And I thought, okay, I was really glad that I didn't get upset or anything. I just, okay, it's new information, change of plan. And I come from really, I'm a planner, I'm a very structured person. So in my life I had to learn to be flexible. So I thought, okay, good lesson, thank you very much, life. And I went to bed. I went to bed with a few possibilities. Okay, stop the tour, or get another driver, or whatever. And I went to bed with several possibilities, and I already had the knowledge that I would wake up with the solution.
Yeah.
And that was so. So I woke up and I said, okay, I'm just going to follow the water. I'm just flowing as the water. And I'm just gonna have a look where it takes me, and if I can end the tour or not. I just, and it was so beautiful. The tour evolved organically. I just had to, I didn't know where I was ending every day, so it just flew. No, not flew.
No, not flew.
It was just flowing.
It was just flowing,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my, how to flow, that was my biggest last teacher on that.
Yeah.
And then for how I see flow.
Yeah.
How I see flow is like, I always explain it with the 4, how do you say that? Jaargetijden. 4 seasons. So from spring. So imagine I've here an iron wire, and that I use in my lectures to show how I see flow. So use your imagination. That's very good for your brain function. So try to follow me. Wire. And when there is the spring, it goes like, the energy goes like, wow, it's really, it's an explosion. An outgoing explosion of energy. And then the summer, you bear the fruits of what you planted. And then in autumn, it goes down, the energy. And my iron wire, it goes slowly into straight level. For winter, because this is life, you know, and this is death. Yeah. Like, and that's the cycle of life, how I see it. But there is no beginning and no end on energy, and also in nature or on life. And as we see it, there is no death. Yeah, we lose our body, but our essence is, how do you say? Eternal.
Eternal. Yeah.
So if you put that iron wire, still with me, bear with me, you have a circle. And it's actually cyclish, but okay. And then you see that is no beginning, no end, no good, no bad. So it's just the different ways of energy showing us how it functions.
Yeah.
So the implosion, the explosion, with our breathing, in, breathing, out. And the flow moving for me is this. That's when I say flow, this is this. And I do that with my eyes. I do that as often as possible with my body. I can't not do it. It's automatically. Huh? And sometimes when my body takes over and it is in the flow, it often makes that move with my hands, whatever. So I think that's the expression of life, of flow.
Of flow, yeah. Yeah, and when you're not in the flow, everything stagnates, and it's all difficult, and you get tired. Yeah. I once had that experience when we were in the Corona period, and I couldn't do my retreats and workshops, and I thought, okay, how do I earn money when this takes a long time? And I thought, you know, I'm really an entrepreneur, so my brain always thinks of something to do then to get money. And I decided to work with an organization to, how do you call it? So you help people at home.
Yeah, nursing at home.
Not nursing, because I don't have a license, but you know, I help them.
Healthcare.
Older people, older people or people who cannot do everything for themselves. So I was introduced to a very old lady, and she lived at her home, and she was on the list to go to a nursing home, I think.
Retiring home?
Yeah, it was a kind of nursing home, I think, yeah. But she was very clear still in her mind, was very clear. the first time I came to her house, there was a nurse there to help her in the morning. And the nurse said to me, okay, she didn't get out of bed today. She said, and that's very, very strange because she never stays in bed all day. I said, okay, well, that's okay. I will speak to her and I will get her something to eat. And we'll see how the day goes. So I introduced myself to this beautiful old lady. And I said to her, oh, do you want me... to have to prepare something for you to
breakfast,
eat. Yeah, breakfast or something. No, she said, no, I don't want to. And she took my hands and she looked me in the eye and she said, how long does it take for me to die when I don't eat and drink anymore? And I thought, oh my God.
Perfect person to ask that.
Perfect person to ask. Somebody who lives on prana.
She didn't know that.
No, she didn't know that. No, she didn't know that. So I said, okay, well, yeah, I don't know, because your heart is very strong. You're still a very strong woman, so it's, well, it takes a long time, maybe a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. So we had a long and really good conversations that day. And at one point I asked her, okay, what is it that holds you here? Because she said, I don't want to die in a nursing home. Yeah. I want to die here in my own house. And I said, okay, what is still holding you here? What is clinging you to life?
To life, yeah.
What is clinging you to life? And she said, and I first thought maybe it's her children. And she said, no, they all are doing very good. They all have their own families, so that's all okay. And I really let her feel, okay, but what is it? What is it that you want to hold on? Yeah. And then she said, okay, I know. She said, it is all of my things, all of my stuff. And I saw a lot of macrame. I don't know the English word, maybe it is an English word. No.
Pottery.
No.
Macrame. Oh, it's the...
So on the wall,
yeah,
with the ropes.
yeah.
So, like braiding, but then different. I don't know the word.
The dream catcher. The in the middle?
No, no.
No, but you have that...
You have to do some wires of ropes and you...
I've got no idea.
I don't know.
Okay.
Macrame. And I said, oh, did you never have the conversation with your daughter? What they want to do with all of your things when you go to the nursing home? Maybe your son wants to have some things of you, and maybe your daughter. No, she said, we didn't have that conversation. And I thought, okay, let's do that. Let's do that conversation. So I wrote it in a little book. So her daughter that came that evening could read it. So they could have that conversation that day. And because that was very important for her. And when I left, and it was on a Tuesday, and I said, okay, tomorrow I will not be there, but on Thursday I will be there again, and we will have our continue our conversation about life and death. And when I left, she took my hand and she looked me in the eye again, and she said, I hope I don't see you anymore.
Again.
No.
Yeah, and you didn't take it personally, but
no, I didn't take it personally because I said, I hope the same for you.
Yeah.
And she died the day after.
The day after.
On Wednesday. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was so beautiful. It was really. I was there for her that day to have that conversation, so she could just let go all of her things. Yeah. Or the clinging on to all of her things. So it was so beautiful, and so that was really a gift to me also. To show me,
And for the viewers, to explain how we see death, because it's maybe a little bit strange.
I felt a little bit as the angel of death.
For us, it's death is leaving the body, but the essence that we are is not the body. So we don't have any grieving, we don't have any sadness, or maybe, but I can't relate to that. So and I had easy talking because I didn't lose people in my life, but the last few years, first my mom and then my father went, and I had to I got the possibility to experience that, and there was just gratefulness. Gratefulness for because they had the same. They didn't want to go to the hospital or whatever. They wanted to stay at home until the end, and the whole family took care of them. And it was a beautiful process, really, and just only gratitude to see my art. And there was no process of grief.
No, I thought it was very kind of strange, but I understood because I know you very well, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when something happens to my father or mother, I think I will have a lot of tears.
Mm-hmm.
Because the body is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they are still there and their essence is still there, but you cannot touch them anymore, you cannot speak to them anymore. On another level. But it's also grief is also a human emotion, so it's
and I think it's also we put the label on it that it's grief. And of course I had in the beginning, when first and then a funeral and that, but after that there weren't those were tears of I think relief. A release of the tension, of gratitude, because they were at the end really it was a hard life. My mother was very tired, and my father wanted to go right after my mother left. And so, and that's I think it's the label we put on it, but it's not sadness. And maybe when you have the experience in the future, that it's like being a child and exploring how you react, because you can't. I changed my whole perspective. My life changed in the last 5 years from 180 degrees. I don't respond the same as 5 years ago on anything. So whatever, you don't know what is.
I saw that with the death of my dog this summer, and that was also very different from the death of the other dogs years ago. So that's true. It changes.
It evolves, and I think the letting go process, we went through both, and then on a material level, but I had the discussion on the way to the airport with my cousin. There is no difference between material and energy, actually. If you go really deep down, it's all energy.
It's all energy,
So it's where does it end, where does it stop? And if you live in that oneness consciousness, there is nothing which you can lose.
No.
Nothing.
No.
And that's why safety is not enough. We are drifting off.
We
are really. I have to get.
We're flowing.
We're flowing somewhere where we don't want to go. Back to flow.
Back to flow. Back to flow. I was telling about ways to make money.
That was it.
That was it. So after that lesson, I thought, okay, but I still have to make some money, so I have to search something else. So I came by, how do we call it? A kind of astro? No, I don't think. How do we call it in English? Some chat services for spiritual chat service. So they can chat with me with a question, and I can answer now.
Yeah.
And so I did it for 2 weeks, and then I got fired.
You never get fired in your life.
No, also not. No, and I didn't hear of anybody who got fired. So, but I was too therapeutical. Yeah. So I thought, okay, and I thought, oh God, of course. And then I really knew, because this is not what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
This is not why I am here. Just stick to what I bring here on this earth, in this life, and I know what it is, so do it.
Yeah.
And have faith that it will come and it will flow. And the week after, I think in about 5 days, I got 5 new requests for personal
Coaching?
Yeah, personal coaching. So I thought, oh yeah, well,
there it is.
There it is. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
just have faith.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The trust, the rooted trust, because the way we worked 10 years ago, we were both entrepreneurs, and the way I worked 10 years ago, it doesn't work anymore.
No.
I see that in my projects now with the wave. It's just following the impulses and going with the flow. It's effortless. It's like mountains of work you can't imagine, but it doesn't take any energy. It's just, and you can't set a target. You just follow the path.
Yeah, you have to. And I'm a person who makes to-do lists for my work. To-do lists, so I can
skip it off.
Yeah, I don't know how it's called in English.
Is it skip it off?
I don't know.
I don't. Take a pen and cross it. Oh, cross
it off.
Cross it off the list. Yeah.
And sometimes I have a lot to do, but I start in the morning and then I realize the first thing doesn't work. I don't know. It just doesn't work. And that's a sign for me that I have to do nothing that day.
Yeah.
Just go outside or stare at my garden.
Yeah. I'm looking at the clouds then.
Yeah.
Just doing nothing. That's an art you have to learn.
Yeah.
Because that's being alone without any distraction, without an iPod in your ears, without looking at the social media. Just be there. Just be. Listen to the birds and looking at the wonderful. Nature.
Yeah, nature. Yeah, to be in nature.
Yeah.
So I really listen to that. When it doesn't flow in the beginning of the day, stop.
Yeah.
No work today. Yeah.
And back to the work related. If you try to do work just to earn money, it's not sustainable. Life will not sustain that anymore, because the energy is higher. And we have to live our mission, because if we don't, life, crawls after behind you and gets you in your. It doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. It's just not sustainable. And for that, we have to let go of all our fears.
Yeah.
And then we get into flow, and then it's easier. Because the flow in the body, all our cells needs to flow, and they need space, and they need to dance, and I see my cells dancing, and my body does the same. It can't do anything else.
Even on an airplane.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
in cramped spaces, even on a space where I wasn't allowed to stand there. So my body needs to move, to dance. It's like breathing. It's like breathing. And I think it's also one of the things we need is movement. Our body moving, but also our mindset, that it stays in motion.
Yeah.
And with the heart, that's nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell them.
It's a scientific thing that they discovered, that the heart, the pumping, isn't responsible for getting our blood through our body, but it's sunlight and it's water. It's a temperature difference. So cold and hot and cold and hot and cold and hot. So the difference between the temperatures. That
because
makes
we
it in flow.
always believe that only our heart is the pump.
Yeah.
And it will make the blood go
through, everywhere.
Yeah. To our
no.
total body, but it's not.
No, it's a real. And my father had a heart failure, and I was sitting in the hospital next to him when he had his CT or echo.
I don't know.
With a thing you doctor holds here, and then when you are pregnant they do that. Yeah. Everybody knows now. So they did that, and I asked the radiologist. Ultrasound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked her, shouldn't there be valves going like this? She said yes. I said, oh. It didn't move.
It didn't move.
It didn't move at all.
Or
so
they were gone.
Like whoa. I said, Dad, you're still alive.
Yeah.
And after that, the interesting thing, because they found that out, when there is sunlight, they did it with a test tube with water, EZ water, structured water, but it's the same as blood, because that's structured water, the fourth phase, but that's another topic. It flows. So please don't put anything on your skin to hold the sun back. Don't put your sunglasses on, because your body needs the light. It needs light to function properly, because it brings your body in flow, literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah. I can't pronounce that word. And that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
So that's flow, movement.
That's flow. Yeah.
Oh, I have a nice one. I did a lecture in Switzerland, and they were all thirsty after an hour listening to me. And I said, are you thirsty? Yes, okay. Let's do an exercise, an experiment. I call it an experiment. And then I let them move, micro movements. So with the head, with your whole body, micro movements. And then I asked after 10 minutes, who still is thirsty?
Nobody.
No?
No.
Oh yes, yeah. Nobody?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's
amazing.
Very interesting. Yeah.
And that is what it points out, that if we move, we produce water, and we sustain our flow, and that's what we are. We are flow. We are prana.
Yeah, and that is very interesting, because I of course in living on prana, living on light, we always have the question, okay, I can understand not eating, but not drinking is something else.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you don't have to drink also, but you will experience it when you live on prana, that you don't have to drink.
Yeah.
But I never could explain it.
Yeah. This is how you can explain. The body is completely autark. They call it the pepite mobile. That's something scientists say doesn't exist, but we are just that. We are autark. We don't need anything, actually. And if we have that consciousness that we are prana, so life energy, and we are in flow, we move, we use the body where it's for what it's for, we produce our own water. But if we start eating, we need more water to digest the food.
Yeah.
So if you don't eat, you don't need water, but if you eat, you need water.
Yeah,
I got really thirsty and really headaches with eating without water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is something which puts together, you know?
It is.
It's together.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, living on prana is also living in flow. And you can experience it when you do not live on prana yet, but you can experience it when you are with a group and you're doing a day workshop or a weekend workshop, and the energy level is very high and you don't have to eat because you're not hungry, because the energy will feed you.
It's nourishing you.
Yeah, it's nourishing.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Also when you're near the sea and
in nature,
in the forest, it will feed you.
Yeah,
so you don't feel hungry. No.
When I live in Switzerland, I go big hikes, and then 2,000 meters up, 2,000 meters down. And if I have a tour from 5-6 days, they always say to me, "You have to eat," but I'm not hungry. So you know. And before that, I didn't know about prana.
No.
But I had a friend of mine who is measuring the energy of nature.
Oh,
so the energy of things in Bovis. You call that Bovis, like
a frequency.
Bovis is like Celsius.
Oh yeah.
You know,
right.
Many degrees Fahrenheit, Celsius, so many points in Bovis. Yes. And then I took him to the Aletsch Gletscher, where we had our podcast, the Observer. And it was so interesting because he was measuring the environment, and that's just a power spot you can't imagine. And then he measured me, and that was before the process. And I was almost swinging
before the prana process.
Yeah. What did I say?
Yeah, the process.
The prana process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I had the same frequency almost as the environment, and that's why he explained to me, that's why you don't feel hungry. You are nourished. You are the same level as your environment.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to be outside.
Yeah.
Because it lifts your body up. It brings it in more in a flow state, our natural state.
Yeah.
That's why it's healing. It's the forest bathing from Japan. It's everybody knows that. If you go in nature, you feel more nourished.
Yeah.
And if you're in love.
And when you're in love. Yeah.
Before the pranic process, I was in love with being in love. That was my thing. So now I know why. I was just searching for that state of being. Yeah. And in the flow, if you're in a working flow, when you forget about time, space, then you don't feel hungry either.
No, I hear it from a lot of people who say, okay, I was working, and then I thought, oh, it's
time. It's time to eat.
It's time to eat. Yeah.
You know, if you get rid of the time to eat thing.
But when you don't live on prana, your body is conditioned in those times.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah. But if you just follow the flow of life, it's interesting because I had a conversation with a pranic woman, and she was in Switzerland, and during one of our hikes we had the conversation about the prehistoric people. They were gathering and hunters, and they didn't have any everyday food. And actually our intestines are not made to have 3 meals a day. Because that's why they're so long, to keep it in as long as possible.
Yeah.
But it's not the reason that it's stuck, that it's completely full. You know, it has to travel through it. It has to flow through it. So, but to come back, so imagine those people. They were so grateful when they had a deer. They shot a deer, and once a month. they made a party, they made fire, they danced, they came together, so a social event, and there they ate. And my opinion is, I have the feeling that not the food is what gave them the feeding feeling, but the gratitude, the joy, the interaction, the social.
So the high vibration.
The high vibration is what feeding you. So if you are living gratitude and love, you can't get any higher than that, and then you get high. You know?
The natural high.
The natural high. I don't need to smoke anymore.
Well, it looked like anymore that you said. I don't have to smoke anymore.
Oh no, I didn't do it any. I didn't smoke ever in my life, so I wouldn't know. But I did a space cake. I wanted to try that.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But the high feeling, I don't need to have any other substance, because we make that substance ourselves. When we are in flow, our body produces that hormone, and that gives us the flow, what somebody else gets when they're tripping or whatever.
I think so.
So we are human beings not needing anything.
No. So I think it's please see in your life, see the little things that come your way, and just do it. Don't have fear to make a step, and just flow. Let life guide you.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, let life guide you.
That's
and
beautiful.
Then you are in flow. And sometimes it means you have to make some big steps, but just do it.
Yeah.
Don't play safe.
No, don't play safe.
No.
This is the time to jump.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know how deep, but on the way you will notice you have wings.
Yeah.
Really deep diving.
Yeah.
It's really deep diving.
Yeah.
And if you have a fear, it doesn't matter if it's for spiders or for not having enough money or for having an accident or whatever, or having a disease. Oh, that's a nice one. We have, by the way, a very healthy way on looking at disease. Check out the wave.one. But that's side. Sorry, I had to do that.
No, that's okay.
And
it's also flow. The
yeah,
wave.
that's absolutely. That's really the wave is in flow. But now I lost my. What did I want to say? What were I saying? Just help me.
I don't know.
Oh, it was so beautiful.
Oh.
I don't know. No, doesn't matter. Wasn't that important then?
No, apparently.
So all your fears, if they come up, take the moment and just let them be. You know, every emotion.
Yeah.
If you let them be, and live them, not making a drama or a story or whatever, but just with your breathing and with your awareness, you stay with that emotion, and then that is cleaning up.
Yeah, be present with your emotion and feel it. And sometimes you can make it bigger to really feel it in every cell of your body. And you know, an emotion just takes 90 seconds. Yeah, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So just breathe and embrace it, because it's part of you. So embrace it, and then it can just flow out of you.
Yeah, it's a transformation. It feels, how I feel it, it's like a transformation, a melting down.
Yeah.
A melting down.
Yeah.
And I think that is melting, everything symbolically with water or ice or snow is my thing.
Yeah.
But also I think it's a recipe for now.
Yeah.
It melting down of all visions, of all things. So if you encounter anything, if you feel you are in resistance, let it melt.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, doesn't bring you there. Don't fight it.
Don't fight it.
Yeah. Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
No, I think this is wise, nice last words. Or do you have anything? Oh yeah.
Oh,
With the rats.
oh, with the rats. Yeah, with your rats.
Yeah, with my rats, not her rats.
Yeah.
I've some special, but it's another story. I come from marketing. I always was a marketing consultant, and there you learn the pyramid of Maslow. You know, pyramid, and the base, the fundamental things of a roof over your head, warm, cold, shelter, food, safety. That's all in the lower level.
Yeah.
And I, in my life, never had to struggle with that. So, you know, it was easy peasy. I think a lot of people in the Western world don't have to deal with that. But the last few weeks in Netherlands, I live in a tiny house with a wooden shed. Yeah, it's beautiful, a wooden shed, but it's like
It's not really a tiny house like we know it.
No, it's smaller than a tiny house. Back to nature. But it was really wet cold and moist, yeah, and against that you can't heat yourself. So I was through and through cold, and if that takes a few days, it gets really. So, and then I had in my shower rain coming down when it was raining, and it wasn't a rain shower. So it was my roof
from outside.
Yeah, it was my roof being not very roofy. So that was the other point. So I didn't have a roof over my head, symbolically. And a few years ago I had rats under my floor, and I built them in, and they probably lie there and they start smelling, and it is really gross. It's a very intense odor. Nice word.
Yeah.
So I was noticing I got tired. And I wasn't in the flow. I had to write articles. I had deadlines for articles. I had to write a piece of thing for a demo video, and I wasn't in the flow at all.
No, because your base wasn't there.
My base, my fundamental structure of life was being eaten on, you know, it was not stable. I was working on that. So my effort and my energy went to my base, and I noticed, because during the time was a lot of construction work, full of bruises and cuts, and it was heavy work, long days. And I wasn't in my normal flow, because normally I don't get tired.
No.
And I was carrying 40 by 60 tiles, and not to worry. The strength was still there, but my body got tired.
Yeah, your body got tired,
And so I noticed, hey, there is something. And the insight came, and it was a wonderful gift. So if your base, your structure, the thing of the pyramid is not there, you can't flow.
No, you can't live in flow.
No. So make sure your base
is covered.
Is covered.
Yeah. Your base is covered.
Your base is covered. That's that's the ingredient.
And I think that's why we say you have to clean yourself before you can live on prana, because inside the cells, the cell memory contains so much fear and convictions and
not having enough.
So we have to clear it out. So the base is stable.
But also that is the energetic level. And also the stuff in the mind. Think what you think, convictions, but also your material base. Find your spot, you know. But where you have your spot and where you are Yeah, when you have that covered.
Yeah, you have that covered, and it doesn't have to be a house, because
No.
a lot of my friends I see living in campers, mobile homes, to Spain or Portugal, but I also say, okay, that is nice, and when you feel safe in it, it's okay. But is that really your base? And what I see, and of course it doesn't apply to everybody, but I see they do it for 2 or 3 years, and then they say, and now I need a place to stay. Yeah. So I see that is very important. You cannot travel, maybe some people, but most people travel for a while and then they settle somewhere.
Or they really see their mobile home as their house in every fiber of their being. Like Stefan, he's like really into his into his bus. It's more a bus, and it is his house, and he has the same feeling with that, his driving house, as I have with my tiny house. So, and that's like, and in the mountains, but I have my house everywhere, because I am the thing I am is it's the field, it's prana. So, but it's for us living in a body, it's good to have that base. It's fundamental structure.
It is.
And not to worry about money. You don't need to have money if you are okay with that. So, because life is taking care of you. On my picket fence, I always have a bag with apples, or with, you get it comes to you. I find my stuff in the garbage bins. So, and I'm not too good to grab it then, Oh yeah, I ordered that, thank you. That's the flow. Life is taking care of you. Nice. Did we cover everything?
I think so.
We go into flow and in the sunshine.
In the
sun is calling.
Enjoying Mallorca. And thank you for watching us. Thank you for listening. And we'll be there next month with another freedom talk. With another
in Belgium.
In Belgium. Next month we are hosting a retreat, Freedom Quest. In Belgium. So we will have a great, nice freedom talk again.
So see you then. Hola from Mallorca to the world.
Thank you. See you next time.